When the judge read the 54 years in sentencing, my heart sunk. All I could come up with is at least it is not the electric chair. Hallelujah. It's not the gas chamber. And I would go off to my cell, call my mom. After she had to accept the phone call, and she would tell me, hey, Jason, son, you're just going to have to rise above this. And in the deep recesses of me abusing myself with narcotics and meth and going back and getting clean and falling in traps and snares and toils, my mom and people around me would remind me, hey, Jason, you just got to rise above it. And in the motivational speaking, in the gym, and the grinding and smashing of iron, in my personal heartaches, in my defeats, and even some of my greater victories, my pains and labors. Hey, Jason, you got to rise above it. And on that day, as the water came up onto the house, that woman gathered her family like a chicken, like a hen gathers her young, right? Her mom, her dad, her child. And she seen the water coming up, and her instant thought was this: I will run to the top of the house and rise above it. And for a moment, there was safety. For a minute, there was peace, there was hope. And then the landslide, the water in North Carolina, tore the house down and took it. And when it took the house and the foundation and the bricks, the one spot where they gathered around the fire, the one spot that they had Thanksgiving as a family, when it went down, it took the family with it. And she said, I watched my dad gather my son. My son couldn't swim. My mom was screaming for my son. And she said, I snagged up in a tree. And I watched my 73-year-old dad hold my son. And my mom screamed for my son. And the last thing my son ever said was, save me, Jesus. Dear Lord. Dear God. How do I rise above that? God, what ladder is there? What mountain is there to climb? For I am the only one that's left. And the last thing they called was your name. Oh, I'm so happy my son knew Jesus. God, I'm so happy my dad and mom called your name. But Father, how do I rise above this? Because this ain't an addiction. This ain't a marriage that's failed. This ain't work. A fist fight. A lost job. This is my son and my family in the river. And I thought I was at my high place. Prayers for that family. Prayers for North Carolina. And I don't know how you rise above it. But I do know this, you will. Your testimony, your strength, your glory, your perseverance, your resilience, your American blood, the great souls and people, the happy monarchs, the people that survived and fight today, the ones that run the chainsaws in North Carolina, the ones that fill the sandbags, the ones in the churches that serve the dinners. Oh, hallelujah, God. Bless them people. Lord, breathe on them, Father. Because North Carolina, my people, you will rise above it for the sake of this nation. And your sons and daughters will always live on. I'll make sure of it. Fluent English. I just got chills.
That's where they were finding the people in the trees right here.
Yeah. It's a lot of work.